how's it going? This is Muertero Chris. Welcome to the Guard Owl. I know it's been a while since we've all seen each other. I've been pretty busy, keeping up with life, as they would say. I've had some people, sending me some direct messages and asking me if I'm okay, if I'm doing all right. Yes, I'm doing okay. Yes, I'm doing all right. Still not have gotten COVID-19. Not that I plan to. But I'm actually going to get tested for it today. Not because there's any scare for it or anything, but I'm going to get tested for it today. So keeping the fingers crossed that hopefully I'm not a carrier. But we'll keep updated on that. Before I continue, I want to give a very, very special shout out to Leticia Ramirez Quinones out in Arizona. She sent me this wonderful t-shirt, As Above So Below t-shirt. So thank you very much, Leticia Ramirez Quinones, for the very beautiful gift. I also want to send a shout out to a YouTuber that we have on here, and I've done some interviews with him. Not just with him, but with other people as well. His channel is called Shaman Moon, and his name is Jonathan Running Wolf. He sent me this rosary and La Santísima Muerte. I love it. It's made of hematite, black and gold. And he also sent me this collar of La Santísima Muerte, La Negra. And he blessed it for me personally. So thank you very much for that, Jonathan. I appreciate it. If any of y'all ever get a chance, go ahead and hit up Jonathan Running Wolf on his channel, Shaman Moon. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue. So something I wanted to talk about today is the fanaticism that we are beginning to see with La Santísima Muerte. And I got to thinking about a few things. So I started thinking to myself, man, there's quite a lot of fanaticism going along with her right now. She's gaining a lot of popularity. So I'm not trying to, scathe on anybody's turf or anything like that. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. It's not like that. It's just my opinion, and I'm sharing it today. I'll go ahead and begin with the fanaticism. What I mean by that is, in the beginning, before La Santísima Muerte got really big and huge and famous, especially amongst English-speaking folk, like the way she is now, she primarily came from being kind of like Saint Jude. For anybody that's familiar with Saint Jude, it's a saint of last resorts, and that's what La Santísima Muerte pretty much kind of is aligned along with. It's kind of like Saint Jude, a saint of last resorts. A lot of the poor people went to her when they had nothing, when the very little bit that they had was being taken from them. People that were on the fringes of society, the outcasts, the people that nobody wanted to help, that desperately needed the help and needed some kind of positive transformation of change in their life. Hence, a last resort folk saint. Now, we got people that are quote unquote celebrity witches on YouTube talking about wanting to get together with La Santísima Muerte to, make their power stronger. And I mean, come on, man, let's not be fanatical about it. That's not really what she was about in the first place. My channel basically started off because of La Santísima Muerte, and it is one of the main things that I do talk about, aside from the tarot card readings that I post up, or at least that I try to post up. Sometimes life gets in the way and I don't get to all the signs, but I try my best. You guys, if you're going to La Santísima Muerte to big up your power and your poder, and honestly, in my opinion, you're doing it for the wrong reasons, man. I started with her because I had a last resort reason to go with her. I'm not trying to compare myself to anybody or get anybody to compare themselves to other people, but it's kind of sad to see. Another thing that I'm starting to see, and this isn't so much on YouTube, it's more so like on Facebook. Well, yeah, primarily on Facebook. You're getting a lot of these groups, tons and tons of Santísima Muerte groups that are catering to telling people what is traditional and what is not traditional. And realistically, it's all nothing but about what is not traditional. And realistically, it's about not telling people, well, then what is traditional? And if it comes down to telling people what is traditional, then they want to charge you a lot of money to tell you. Again, La Santísima Muerte is for people of last resorts. Why are you going to charge all this money to teach people and to help people? Me, as a tarot guidance reader, I've been told, damn, Chris, why don't you charge more? You know, people tell me this because I charge $40 for 30 minutes for a general tarot card reading, and it usually goes a little bit over 30 minutes, so you're going to get your money's worth. And then I also charge $60 for a full deck tarot card reading. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to get through. And for that, they tell me, damn, you go through the whole deck, Chris? One client, you go through the whole deck. I said, yeah. Man, I'd be charging like $200, $300 for that. Because first and foremost, I would not be doing tarot card readings if it wasn't for La Santísima Muerte coming into my life. That's part of the change of how things happen from what I went to her for help for in my position of last resorts, and how things have transpired up to now and what I do. Yes, I gotta eat. Yes, it's work. But I just don't see the need in charging people an arm and a leg for something that they can go to somebody else to that basically can even do it for free. Let's be honest. I'm being honest. It don't get any more transparent than that. You know, I don't know, personally for me, I can't do it. I can't charge any more than $100 for a reading. And I've never even done that. You know, all of a sudden I'll get, you know, a day or two later after a reading, I get like $40 more on Cash App. And then another day or two later, I get like $60, $70 more on PayPal. And I'll message the client back and be like, hey, I think you you made a mistake or something. I said, no, that's for you, you know. Things that we talked about, you know, that came up in the reading, it's flourishing. I see it happening. It's coming up. And so I just wanted to, you know, be thankful, show some thanks, and show my, you know, how gracious I am about it. I sent you a little bit more money. Okay, well, thanks for that blessing, you know. But that came from them. I never asked for it. I never charged extra for it. I don't believe in that. You know, I don't believe in asking more than what my set prices already are. But yeah, the fanaticism of La Santísima Muerte, it shows too. It really does show between the Spanish-speaking documentaries and anything that you see on YouTube, between the Spanish-speaking kind of videos compared to the English-speaking videos on YouTube. Spanish-speaking videos, you will see the people from Mexico, and even from here in the United States, see a lot of poor people, you know, dealing with this stuff, and they're on their hands and knees crawling to her and, you know, asking her for the support and for the help and for, you know, the milagros, you know, the miracles to come through. And you go to the English-speaking stuff, and you got witches with like practically like in mansions, and they're over here with these big ass statues of her, and they're doing all these crazy things with her. And I mean, I don't mean to sound like a hypocrite. I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, oh, well, that's not traditional, because I mean, I'm not a bullshitter like that. But it's just the parallels, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of strange how things are happening with La Santísima Muerte. It's pretty intriguing, pretty interesting. Santísima Muerte really isn't something to make, you know, some riches off of, especially when the riches that you're making off of her name are coming, you know, monetarily from the poor people. Come on now, you know, cut it out. People talking about what's traditional, what's not traditional, and all I see is like, well, that's not traditional, and that's not traditional, and that's not traditional, and that's not traditional, and it's like, well, tell us what is then, teach us. Oh, well, then for a price you can, oh, okay, so there we go again. You know, it's not helping anybody. If anything, those people are just diminishing people's hopes, diminishing, you know, really wanting to get in touch and in tune with La Santísima Muerte. I've noticed too with the popularity of La Santísima Muerte, you know, from Mexico all the way down into here into the United States, and how you got, you know, the celebrity witches, you know, the celebrity spiritualists in the Facebook and YouTube circles. it's just really being blown out of proportion. It's pretty sad. It's not sad that it's being blown out of proportion. It's sad that those people, I don't know. It's just sad to me. Like, I don't know. I can't respect it. I can't dig it. I would not go to those people. The way I started with her, I didn't even go to anybody. I had nobody to go to. I happened to just mention it to my boss at the time, you know, that I was working at a dry cleaner at. And she was a Christian. And she told me, Chris, before you get involved with this, I may know somebody in town that might know something about what you're talking about, and I would like for you to talk to him before you go and getting yourself involved, because who knows what this is. You know, that's somebody that has, you know, your back. Not, oh, well, bring some money over and we'll talk, you know, we'll get you going about things, but the money, you know. No, this friend definitely had my back, and she was my boss and a friend, and she took me to Southside Botanica in San Antonio, Texas, and they told me everything I needed to know, prepared some candles for me right in front of me so I could see what was going on, explained to me why they were using certain things in the candles, the way they were doing it. All I paid for was a statue at a very small price. She was no more than 12 inches tall, paid what? I think like $17, $20 tops. You know, that's a legitimate price. And the candles were on the house. I went home, and from that night my life changed for the better. And it keeps getting better. No matter what kind of issues, no matter what obstacles people create in my life, you know, I've had some recent obstacles being thrown at me, and like, it actually is more of a blessing. I'm glad that those obstacles were thrown in my direction, because quite realistically, the people that throw obstacles in my direction, those people were the obstacle. So really what they did is they took themselves out the picture and allow me to thrive and flourish, you know, and I can't be any more thankful than that. I'm so grateful that they took themselves out of the picture, because I needed that. I don't know, some people in the spiritual communities are not what they seem to be. They're not always what they appear to be on YouTube, on Facebook. I'm very grateful. I'm not going to bring up any names, but recently somebody told me, you know, Chris, of all the things that I've seen you go through ever since I got to know you through La Santísima Muerte, and we've talked for the past few years, and you've had your ups and downs, you've managed to remain authentic. And that really meant a lot to me. I really thank you out there for telling me that. I'm not going to mention any names, but this person really has stuck out, you know, has stuck by me, you know, through thick and thin, from a distance, literally from right around the world. But she's always been there. She's always been a great friend. And she told me recently, she says, you know what, Chris, you've remained authentic. Where I've seen other people, you know, they get a big head about things, and it's almost like as if they lose themselves. And I got to see it for myself. You know, I got to see some people on YouTube that they are one way, and then you get to know them in person, and it's like, wow. So it's literally just an act. So y'all need to be careful out there, you know, with the fanaticism of what I call the fanaticism of La Santísima Muerte. Make sure you find somebody that's authentic. Make sure you find people that are really willing to help you out, to teach you. You know, if you ask them for a carving, yeah, they're going to charge you, but make sure it's a decent price for a good amount of time. You know, if you're going to go into classes for La Santísima Muerte, awesome, but don't just settle for the one. There's tons of people out there giving classes for La Santísima Muerte. Find one that's a reputable teacher. I would say find a reputable teacher with a very good, low, and honest, authentic price. Some ridiculous prices out there. People are getting cheated, you know? And it's like, wow, man, the audacity that some people have out there to diminish another person's faith in La Santísima Muerte, but then say, but for a certain price, we can teach you. No, sorry. I'm not the stupid one. I am not the one. I don't fall for it. And I will stand up for other people out there that are, you know, being taken advantage of. I think people should be a little bit more humble, because a lot of the people that come to La Santísima Muerte are people that are down in the dumps and are financially not doing very good to begin with, especially with the times that we live in right now. And then here you come along with your big, outrageous prices with a shoddy ass class on La Santísima Muerte. I mean, a class. Maybe it lasts a week. It takes longer than a week to teach anybody. Trust and believe it takes way longer than that. You're not going to get it in a class or a course. It's going to take at least possibly a year, a little bit more. It's like in curanderismo. It takes time. It's like in Santeria. It takes time. In Palo Mayombe. It takes time. It takes work. It takes dedication. So y'all be careful out there with who you're giving your money to, who's teaching you, who's telling you what's traditional, what's not traditional. As far as I'm concerned, it's most definitely not traditional to tell people what is traditional, what's not traditional over a shoddy ass price. That's definitely not traditional. It's not traditional to diminish someone's faith for money because you apparently have the answers to La Santísima Muerte. Sorry, but you should know better. For those of you that have already gone out and done that, and you know, some of you have already told me the stories and stuff, I'm sorry they did that to you. I'm sorry they took your money like that. They should be ashamed of themselves, not you. And you should never say sorry for something that you believed so deeply in, and you put, faith and belief in those people as well. And in the end, all they did was just take your money and run off, and you're still there with questions. So just know when you get into the practice of La Santísima Muerte, it does take time to learn everything. I myself do not know everything. A good friend of mine, Janelle Longoria, a lot of you have seen her on YouTube also. An extremely authentic person as well. Super 110% to the T authentic person. Will tell you, she does not know everything. We don't know everything because we're not La Santísima Muerte. And that is keeping it traditional. That is what it is traditional to be, is to admit that you do not know everything about La Santísima Muerte, and to admit that you are still learning. Those of us that have already gone at least this long in the path, at least we can teach you or talk to you about what we have learned so far, and that will help you along in your path with La Santísima Muerte. Some of it can apply, and some of it may not apply, because everybody's situation is different from another person. You cannot compare. I cannot compare my situation to the person next to me and they to mine. Everybody has it hard in their own right when it comes to La Santísima Muerte, why we go to her, and why we practice the way we do with her. That is what to me means keeping it traditional, is being honest and being authentically truthful to each other about it, and not cheating each other out with money. And how that's really helping people. But what I'm seeing now with like these Facebook pages of like, well, that's not traditional, that's not traditional. It's like going to the church, reading us stories of Jesus Christ, but not teaching us really how to be Christ-like. You're telling me what's not traditional, but you're not really telling me what's traditional. And if you're going to tell me, then I have to have all this money for it. Get out of here, man. I can find somebody that will teach me out of the kindness of their heart. Because realistically, a lot of the people that are in the demand of La Santísima Muerte and wanting to learn about her, they're still poor. They're coming out of the fringes of society, and they're the outcasts. And then we're gonna go out there and charge them an arm and a leg. Get out of here. Stop it, man. Anyway, I just wanted to show my face and take a little break from the tarot card readings. I decided to start doing my tarot card readings on YouTube a different way. I have a lot of fun doing it. I add music to it. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I hope you guys are finding it enjoyable. But I wanted to take a little break from that because I recently graduated out of a job training course that took about a month to get through, and I recently graduated out of that. So I'm going to be starting a new job. New career is coming in for me real soon. That's the reason of the holdup with those tarot card readings on my channel was, you know, I was doing exams that I had to get done for that, tests and stuff, and you know, it's a process, and planning things, and especially with COVID-19 and the way it's changed things and how you have to go about doing things, doing general tarot card readings, you know, the way I've been doing them lately, and managing my personal life. But I've been having fun doing it. Like I said again, I apologize that I haven't gotten to the rest of the rest of the signs for the remaining month of November. I will try. But I won't make any promises. But I can definitely still schedule some readings if y'all would like to do some readings, personalized readings. We can schedule you for that. Give me a call, or you know, send me an email and we'll book you. It's just been a real busy month, and trying to get, you know, on a successful path. And you know what? Lo and behold, guess who's been with me this whole entire time? La Santísima Muerte. I've been doing my prayers for her every day, and things are really looking up. You know, those who thought that they were going to stop me in my tracks, guess you what? You haven't stopped shit. So y'all better be very careful out there with who you trust, who you confide in. Yeah, y'all just need to be very careful. Be careful with spiritual teachers, you know, especially on YouTube and on Facebook. On YouTube, they're one way, and then you meet them in person for a good while, and they are anything but. It's just an act. So y'all be careful out there. Be careful, you know, with your money, who you're giving it to when it comes down to La Santísima Muerte or any other spiritual practice. You know, make sure you do your research, do some homework, try to find people that have gone through these people, and you know, get some feedback before you just throw your money down. You know, try to find somebody that has a good reputation in any of these practices, whether it be Santeria, Palomayombe, you know, Kimbanda, Candomblé, La Santísima Muerte, whatever it may be. Be careful, guys. Find, you know, very authentic and honest people. You know, Jonathan Running Wolf from Shaman Moon, he does some very, very excellent tarot card readings. I've seen him for myself. He does some very, very wonderful trabajos for people. He's a very good friend of mine. I talk to him almost daily. So take it from me, as 100% good reputation that guy has. He's very authentic, very honest, very wonderful person. Janelle Longoria, she's another person. She has a wonderful Etsy online botanica. If you go to her channel, Janelle Longoria, if you just look her up on her channel, she has a link on there. She has some wonderful products. Very authentic person. Usually tries to make time as best as she can, whenever she can, to answer people's questions. Another woman in my life from a distance that has stuck, you know, by me through thick and thin. So I thank La Santísima Muerte for her as well. So that's another authentic person I can point you all out to. Well, anyway, I just wanted to, you know, pop in, let you all see me, say hello, let you all know I'm doing okay. I'm on the road to some very good and successful things I worked very hard for, and everything's all right, and I'm doing good. Once again, I apologize again for not getting to all the signs of the month of November, but for those of you that have been actually viewing the previous ones that I've done for the month of November and the way I've been doing them, I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you like it. I would like to get some feedback from you guys. If you don't like it, I'll find some other format of doing it. You know, my whole thing is this channel's not just my channel. It's about you guys too and what you guys would like. So with that said, I will let you all go. I love you all. Thank you all for sticking by me. Thank you all for your prayers and your well wishes. I can't thank you all enough. God bless you all. I'll see you around.